Welcome back, everyone. It is Friday night Winston Cup action here at FSB Racing. I'm Sean Reap with my partner in crime, Monster Milt Minter Jr. up here in the booth. How you doing, Milty?
What's up, man? Friday night, Darlington. Somebody gonna get a stripe tonight.
Absolutely. It's the Lady in Black. Tough, classic track. Tire eater. Legend has it, crew chiefs used to fine the crew members who would roll the tires from the Goodyear tent to the pits because they would just wear them that little bit rolling there. Well, I don't know if that's true or not, but it makes a good story. But it is that abrasive of a surface. This place absolutely destroys the tires. You gotta save a little bit at the front to have something left at the end, or else you're gonna be sliding all over this place. And of course, it's got the famous egg shape to preserve the farmer's minnow pond nearby, which gives it a unique character. A different banking, different radius of turn on both ends. Very narrow racing groove. Hard to get out of everybody's way when those tires wear and you're running up on them on fresh ones. So it's always exciting here. And of course, the caution can be stingy. You spin on that front stretch or the back stretch with so much space to the inside. You might not get the caution to save you, and you gotta try and hang on and hope to catch someone else's caution and stay on the lead lap.
Well, and then you got pit stops. Real wide pit road, wide entry. That actually gives you multiple options. Most guys like to stay on the track and pit late, slam on the brakes. I always like going down the back straight and driving it in real hard and getting low early and getting out of everybody's way, especially on green flag stops, because and then stay close to the wall to get to pit road, even though it's basically a blind pit road. You just have to know where you need to have the car.
Absolutely, and it's one thing to practice that on fresh tires. When you're coming in on those tires that are just about done and greasy as all heck, it's a whole different ball game. And we've seen it time and again. We saw it last week. We saw it in the crazy conclusion of last season. Pit stops are everything. Tire management is everything. Those are going to be the two stories: tire management and pit stops. Getting to our starting grid here, I forgot to do that before I cut away from it. We got Slim Jim Gately, the professor, on pole. You know, he's going to want to get up front and you want to stay up there. This is not a track he wants to start in the back at, and he showed it tonight with Rick Bisconer. Great run outside front row in the 43 car. Pops Margison. Look at that.
Give me some biscuits.
P3 for Pops in the 99 car. Ken Hansen. Mark DeSenza in his new number 3 Wrangler ride. Brian Lamb, another strong qualifying run there in P6. John the Dog Palmer in the 108 in 7th. Steve Weber, Ryan Johnson, and Mr. Bond, Dan Jones, rolling out the top 10 there. Now, Milty, there's a feature I'm going to introduce tonight, and here's a little preview of the sound for Miltisms. That's your first one. I'm gonna add one to the counter right now.
Yeah, I'm about 3 seconds behind, so I'm listening though.
Oh, okay, yeah. Rounding out the field here, you got Evan Castle in the 55, Will Farmer in the 2, 53 TG Reese starting lucky 13. Francis the Bandit Dittman starts 14th, and he'll just be starting park before he comes up and joins us again. Chet Barkin in the number 68 Petty Colors. Rick Johnson taking a provisional start in 17th. Should be fun to watch him charge through the field again.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Bob Dixon in the 143. Bill Farmer, 06. Jeff Habbick, the 101, starts 20th. Brad Otto looking to carry some lessons over from Tuesday night, starting again at the back of the field, in the rear with the gear, as he told us. Got the 31 car in position 22. 80 of Ed Finley, 98 of the boss Sam Young, 05 Ed Fowler, and that's it for the actual cars that are starting. The rest of those guys are me and Den, and we ain't starting. So we're about ready to start this thing here.
Well, you know, I've talked a lot about Rick Johnson because I raced against him a lot, and 7 time, and he he's got the strategy for starting in front, and he's got the strategy for starting in the back. And his strategy here is going to be avoid the carnage, and then later on use fuel mileage like we've seen him do 2 races ago. And except that he came up short, but I think that's what he's going to be looking at.
I'm convinced that Rick could start on the tow truck and win a race.
Or he might just use his tire wear prowess to, you know, because like you said, this baby's a cheese grater.
Absolutely. Totally kills the tires. We got Jeff Habbock's girlfriend / partner in crime out in the real world, Kim Wright, watching from work. Thanks for joining us.
That work, oh man. Hi, Kim.
Alright, so Milty, in about 3 seconds you're going to see on your screen an actual visualization of the Miltism counter. And I've got a macro set. I can just ring it up every time.
Miltism's one. Yeah, we got to come up with another one at least. Before we start, or maybe not. You know, Miltism's kind of come in the moment, you know. So
exactly.
Let's
let them flow organically.
Exactly. Can't pull a wabbit out of a hat here. So
pace car is off. Slim Jim leading them to the green. About ready to light this candle.
I would expect very loose the first couple laps, and then then the car really comes in. So this is where everybody needs to be real careful.
Absolutely.
Long race.
Through turn 1, it's just hang on and shut up. You flat-foot it all the way through there on the first lap, and then turn 3 is where it gets interesting around this place. Looks like everybody's trying to get themselves single file and get going, which is what you want to see.
And that's very difficult going into turn 1. You got to lift, and some guys are going to be a little more conservative. You got to give good spacing at first until you warm the tires up and you get a groove on each other. But Will Farmer here taking a look at Evan Castle right now.
Our partner looking to make a start in park got into the wall already. Looks like no caution. Francis Dittman took the right side off that car, got his Darlington stripe before he parked it. Yeah, very clean start, which is what you like to see. Everybody sorted out.
You have to respect this darn track, man, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Absolutely. The old adage of race the track, it goes triple here at Darlington. Meanwhile,
great start for John the Dog Palmer in the 108 P6.
Yeah, he's hanging on there.
That group.
Rick Bisconner in the 43 was looking all over Slim Jim's bumper there. Settles back in line though. Yeah, if he gets a bumper in there, I'm sure Slim will let him go, knowing that he'll run him back down as the tires wear.
Whoa, boy, the 43 goes way up high. There's many different ways you can go through that 1-2 complex there. Outside in, inside out, but it's kind of a, like you say, egg-shaped, so it's not a continuous corner. You have to kind of, if you have to lift, then get on the gas, lift again, then feather the gas, and then wait for that exit, and wait for it, and go.
Yeah, absolutely. I alluded to it a little earlier, but yeah, you can flat foot 1 and 2 on fresh tires, but you'll pay for it later. I didn't continue with that thought before, and that's what I was doing on Tuesday night. You lift just a little bit, let the car settle, hold the bottom. You take the shorter route, and it's faster. And we do have a caution on the track. Not sure what for, but I'll complete that thought though. save a little tires in 1 and 2 where they can hold, so you still have them in 3 and 4 where you want them to hold.
He's greater 5 laps. I'm getting tires, dude. If I'm in anywhere outside the top 10, I'm getting tires. Heck with it. Rick Johnson in 17th. What's he going to do? I think he's going to get tires.
Well, I found the caution. It was Jeff Habak in the 101. Car just got a little light on him coming off of turn 4 there. Tried to hang on, and it went around right in front of Brad Otto and Rick Johnson. Rick smokes him and manages not to hit Brad or Jeff.
Well, slowing down here on the backstretch. Careful, Francis Dittman hard into the wall there. Whoopsie.
Trying to get a look at the front of Brad's car, and I think he should be okay.
Well, there's Dairy Queen all over the inside wall there.
Yeah, Brad should be okay.
With the pace car here, it's a lot of times the whole field has to check up and stop before they get into pit road. So, and we haven't met. Of course, he'll be getting out now and getting in the booth. Massive pit stops, but Ryan Johnson, brothers Bonnie and Pate, Buick, and Brad Otto stays out. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. You feel dizzy? You feel faint? Brad actually lives in Fresno, where I do. Longtime friends, been racing at FSB long time, and great guy. We've had trips, out of town and hanging out. Very cool. There he is, out of the End Care Center. Francis Dittman, you okay, buddy?
Yeah. Well, I got my Darlington stripe. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be the outside.
There we go. I rung you up for In-Care Center there, Milty.
2 Miltisms. Cha-ching!
Meanwhile, I got the camera centered on Bill Farmer there. Don't know if I've taken the time to mention it this season or not. You see down on the bottom of our screen, this series is presented by Farmer Brothers Contracting. Bill Farmer and the Farmer family kind enough to put up the hardware for this series. Thanks, Bill and Will and Farmer Brothers Contracting. Pretty darn cool.
I believe our next truck race, isn't that at Darlington?
Yes, we just ran an IRP last night, and the next week is going to be Darlington in the trucks, so we're not done with this place yet here at FSB. Milty, you seem to have set yourself to a way.
He's got to stop doing that.
I know. It gets quiet suddenly, and you wonder what happened. Well, that's why he's got an X next to his name.
Oh yeah, well I'm getting phone calls. I got Porsche Rennsport this weekend, man. I mean,
yeah, Milty's a busy boy.
I got people calling me, so I had to take that phone call. Sorry.
That's quite all right, man.
Oh, no big deal, Milt. We're here anyways to back you up, so don't worry.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's under caution. I got Francis.
Well, my wife was like, you still gotta pack. You gotta do all this, and I'm like. Goes, you're gonna broadcast? I go, this is my routine, Sunday nights, going out of town, working. I always stay up way too late and drink too much beer and way too long, but I always get it done. Suit up and show up, man. But I gotta be here, man. This is just too much. This is gonna be good,
It's Darlington. How can you not like Darlington, man?
This FSB racing, man. It's professional sim racing at its best right here. So.
I mean, the real Darlington's been really putting on a great show in recent days. Modern NASCAR with Throwback Weekend, and every Friday is a Throwback Weekend here at FSB with these 88 cars.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Brad, with 5-lap tires, they're still good and warm, but he's got the wolves behind him. So
Well,
let's see what
5-lap
happens.
tires,
For
and he
sure.
and he smoked them to try and keep from plowing into tower there. Him and Rick Johnson both smoked it, trying to get loaded up.
Yeah, so you got to wonder what he's got there, and I'm sure this competition knows the same thing. So they're going to try to carefully get around him.
Absolutely, and the lights are off on the FSB pace car. And we're about ready to get this thing started again. Just a very quick caution there, only 3-4 laps because nobody's a lap down yet.
And Sean and I were talking earlier. Next week we're doing Talladega, and I'm going to run the race, and we're going to do some in-car under the
Attaboy.
caution, so that ought to be good. And Milt, just think, in a few more weeks it's going to be Riverside 1970. We want you
Gosh,
out there doing in-car.
all I need is like an afternoon, to remember how to calibrate my wheel and get some laps and be competitive and, be prepared, I should say. So as long as I get that, unfortunately, last time it didn't work out that way. The boss called me and said, we'd like you to stay Saturday, and we've already ordered a motel room for you. So.
Yeah, so you
Okay,
kind of can't get out of that,
Pace car's off.
Guess we're staying.
All right, we're getting ready to
Here
go
we
back
go.
to green here, Milt.
I love you, Vice and Tile. Yeah. The guys behind keeping their distance. They understand Brad's situation, and they're not going to push it, and they're
There they go.
taking
green.
it very nice here.
Good old side-by-side as we watch Rick Johnson trying to work his way through this field. He's working on Chet Barkin already off turn 2.
Ken Hansen up to P5.
That's about where he started.
That's exactly where he wants to be and where he wants to roll. But this guy behind him, that 3, he's a hard charger. That's all the champ knows. And champ is coming.
Brad doing a good job, though.
It's really easy to get wall sucked
boy.
there. Oh, a little contact.
Into the wall. Very narrow as that squeezes together out of turn 2.
That's, I
terrible.
probably didn't do much damage to Brad there. It wasn't a very hard hit. Yeah, really easy to get bound up like that.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Darlington strike.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And that was something they used to do on purpose. That used to be a guardrail out there, and also the track used to be flipped. What's currently turns 1 and 2 used to be 3 and 4. And so coming off of 4 at the time, since turn 1 goes more than a 180-degree turn, you'd come off there a little bit tight, and you'd want to lean it just enough against it to get a stripe, maybe even 2 stripes, because that Armco style guardrail down the side of the car. Just ever so gently rub the paint off it, and that was your Darlington stripe. And if you didn't have it, you weren't going fast enough, as the 55 is turned around on the track.
Yeah, just not to interrupt you, Sean, but we got a special guest that's watching tonight.
Oh yes.
It's our leader. His mother is watching us, Doris Gately. Welcome aboard, Doris.
There she is.
Thanks for
Welcome,
joining us,
Doris.
Doris. And we had Slim's brother last week, and now we got his mom this week. It's keeping it a family affair. Meanwhile, Slim has pulled back into the lead, and Rick Bisconner is sticking right with him.
Well,
Rick there.
sim racers are like anybody else. They're kind of superstitious, so does well tonight. Mom, you have to show up every week.
You know, I'll see what happened to Evan Castle here in the 55 car. He's there in between Bob Dixon and the 143 and the 2 car of Will Farmer. Just gets into 3 and 4. Everybody's stacking up. Yeah, he just drifted high, and when you get back in the gas, around it goes.
That's a big gaggle right there as they're trying to get around Brad Otto. Doing a great job hanging in there. Will Farmer taking a look at Dan Jones. But but he can't make the pass going into 3 and 4 here. Turn
I
1
see.
to 2 is very different than 3 and 4, as you can see. We should get a little in-car here and let the folks understand what it's like to see what's up.
Let's go get inside. Let's get inside the 43 car.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. That's one driver right there, Rick there. He's an awesome
Actually,
driver.
let's do that. Let's get in Pop's car. He's right there. Got a front row seat.
Oh yeah, there you go. Pops is a good shot too.
Now this is his vision right here. This is what he sees. It's not much.
Yeah,
It's
you get
kind
through
of a
that.
field
Yeah,
thing.
that's 1 and 2 there. Like I said, it's just kind of a hang on and shut up corner. It doesn't take any braking. Little burp of the throttle just to settle it down. And 3, you're hard on the brakes, but you're not completely off the throttle. You jump out, you're going to unhook the rear wheels and go right around. So
You can hear
yeah.
the difference in RPMs from 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You know, they're still right around 7,500 RPMs through 1 and 2. Coming out of 2, you want to drift up against the wall, but you also want to get a little air under the nose. Looking at Pops behind.
Caution's
brake
out.
hard.
Caution's out.
Somebody
Looks like it was
into
in
the
3 and
turn
4.
wall.
I'm thinking it might have been Chet Barkin. Yeah, back into Chet's car is not looking good.
STP, the racer's edge. And for you old people like me, you remember that. Andy Granatelli kissing Mario Andretti. And
In the meeting that we had tonight, Jim Gately announced that he is going to be starting his rookie classes again. And for
oh my
anybody
gosh,
that's going to be new, that wants to come out, that's watching us right now, that want to come out and race FSB, come on out because he'll be glad to teach you how to run these cars. And he's an awesome teacher.
Absolutely. He's one of the best I've ever raced against, and very generous with his time, helping people, you know, just learn the ways of what he does. So props to Slim for starting that back up again, and heck, I might even pop in, see if I can steal a few secrets from him. Meanwhile, I've got what happened to Chet Barkin up in the
That's what I
other
was
camera
thinking,
here.
Sean.
We'll see what happens here. I think it's that darn turn 3 and 4 again, right? That's gonna be the trouble. So he lost it under braking. You know what? That happened right as as I was saying. If you jump out of the throttle when you're hitting the brake, you're gonna spin, and that's what it looked like. It looked like he just jumped out of it too hard. Broke
Wow,
the rear
Sam
wheels
just
loose.
missed him.
And yeah, Sam barely got through there. Is that
wow.
that Richard Petty 200 win Pontiac is a little shorter on the back end now.
Yeah, but Jim Gately there, he's going to start that up. So like I said, any new people out here that want to come out here and race with these guys, come on out and join FSB. It's great league to race in.
Well, you know, I mean, I've got a few wins in this league, and but where I was
I got a
really
couple.
hurting it in stock car racing and short tracks, and he started his classes back in the day, you know, and or you know, he'll run laps, set a time, and you'll run some laps. Then he'll get in the car with you and analyze your lap in car, riding with you, and I learned so much. I mean, all the wins I had, no short track wins, and I was finally able to get one at Martinsville in the Sportsman Series back in the day, and it was all attributed to showing up on Sunday and you know, taking the advice from, you know, Slim Jim Gately.
From the professor, yep.
I take advice from anybody out here, just like they said about going and running the road courses, you know, on Sunday mornings, how it'll improve you. Well, I'll tell you what, in the last couple of
It
weeks,
does.
I've noticed a big difference on what I do out there, and it's showing.
It really does. It gets you used to that weird pedal in the middle. I think they call it a brake. I never had much use for it before, but yeah, it gets you. Gets you a little more used to that. Helps the short track racing for sure. And I'm with you, Milty, though. The only short track I've ever won on is Bristol. I've come so close ever since learning, how to use those brakes with the left foot instead of the right. So close at Martinsville, at last night at IRP, almost got it. But yeah, the short tracks are so hard. Yeah.
I always thought it was my wheel and the old school package I had with the Microsoft Sidewinder, and I couldn't get the car to turn. But when I worked with Slim, he was like, well, that's not it at all. You're driving it in way too hard. You need to lift and roll here and plant the car in the center of the corner like at Martinsville. And I was like, holy cow, the car turns.
Yep.
Exactly, Milt.
Can't just will it, but turn your steering wheel to the left to say turn.
It's just like, you just don't think you're going to come out here and freaking, and win and try to go fast like that, because you got to let up going into a corner, because if you don't, you're going to end up in the wall anyways.
Well, Slim is looking for that elusive championship. It came down to last year. In past, he's always been, if not the best, one of the best, always up there, but has always missed races. Last year, it came down to him and Mark DeCinza, and just didn't happen for him. So once again, we're hoping that this year he gets that trophy.
Exactly.
He's going for it.
And of course, last year he was the admin of the series. So
which
that took a lot of responsibility right there, So now he's got an open mind, and I really think he's going to go somewhere. I believe, Mill, him and Mark are going to go at it. I know it, just like they did last year.
Let's not count out that 52 if he keeps showing up.
Oh, that's true, too.
He's going to have something to say about this.
Mama, there goes that man. He's in the 52 car, quietly sitting back there. Rick, don't pay attention to me. I'm just Rick Johnson kicking back here. I'm just chilling,
Just waiting for that moment.
I'm in 14th place. Don't worry about me.
Pace car's off, and we're about to get back at it.
Better worry about that guy.
Alrighty, it's time for me to do my boogity thing.
There you go. Back in the day, the FSB broadcasting's been going on a long time. Not at this current level, which is awesome, Sean Reap.
Boogity, boys. Let's go racing.
23 laps out of 147. We got a long way to go.
Let's think green thoughts and then get to see some tire wear. Rick Bisconer all over the back bumper of the 23 again.
He
wants the lead.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Bob Dixon, he started in the 143. He started behind Rick Johnson. We see nothing but skill and very great driving. Hasn't gotten a Friday win, which I don't have one either, so they're hard to get. Maybe even harder than Pro Cup these days.
I've always said that the Friday nights were the premier night here. That's why I went after that first win so much harder than anything else, and it was probably the one I was most excited to get.
Heck yeah.
Especially, well, you broadcasted many of the almosts that I had. So you knew what I went through trying to get there.
Exactly, but when you're watching a guy finish second a lot, you realize he's just right there, Will Farmer in the 2 is really looking solid tonight.
Oh, you had to say it.
Then he goes in the wall. Oh my gosh! Well, the kiss of death.
Oh God!
Oh,
and he goes
Melty.
backwards. Man,
What'd you do to the kid?
The power I have is just incredible.
I guess so.
If only I could just go like I need like $500,000 right now, and it appeared that would really be something. But
Milt, when I'm racing next
sorry,
week,
buddy.
don't you be talking about me.
Oh, we got a big wreck. Dan Jones is around, and he gets hit by Rick Johnson.
Oh,
Caution
no.
is out.
Oh, here's first of all what's happened to the 2. He just got loose all on his own. Smacked the wall.
Not too bad, though, Sean. Not too bad.
Oh, you see the brake check there? He did exactly what he saw. It felt it getting loose, and he slammed on the brakes. This young fella here is just starting out, and he's got great talent. These things are going to happen.
There's what happened to Dan. He spun right in front of Webb, who we hadn't talked about tonight. That big cactus gets a big piece of that. And, Rick Johnson gets a piece in the right front. Let's see if that affects him.
Yeah, he did scrape across there. I think he could dodge a bullet there with it all depends on the damage model, with this simulation. Sometimes you barely hit something that gives you a lot of damage. Sometimes you can dodge a bullet and have virtually nothing.
Oh, that may be a Ford blue oval on the hood, but that's a Pontiac body, and the Pontiac body always shows a gap in the fender if there's front end damage, and I don't see it, so I think he might be okay.
Well, it's so funny because I was watching NASCAR America when I first got home, and there was a picture of Dale Earnhardt leaning against the Wrangler car, and Dale Jr.'s response was, well, actually, that's a Ford right there. Back in the day, if you leaned on it too hard, it might blow up.
Oh, that's
I was like, oh my gosh, Dale Jr. just said that.
Well, Dale Jr. raced Chevys his whole career, and he owns Chevys now.
Yeah, it was a great picture of his dad, back in the 70s with long hair and, as long as he had,
Well, people forget that Dale Sr. raced in Fords.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that. I was like, what the heck is he talking about? Then I was like, oh, I get it, it was a Bud Moore Ford, so.
Yeah, that 15 car, that was the original Wrangler car.
That's crazy.
Bud Moore was always Ford, and he was always 15.
Junior so much on the broadcasting, I mean, I love Jeff Gordon too. They do a great job at Fox, and I also love Junior's he's like one of those guys that you'd be hanging out with, and we're slide job, and you'd be you offer him a piece of barbecue and beer, and he'd be hanging out with you, and that's the way my dad was, and that's what's going to be so cool going to Rents Park tomorrow and seeing all these people. I've been contacting them on Facebook. It's almost getting emotional now because it's getting close. I've been waiting and waiting, and now the time is here.
The time has come.
Bringing my daughter with me, it's just going to be so awesome.
That's got to be the best.
Hope my 2001 don't break down. It's a great piece, so she'll be fine.
We still got the lights on the pace car. Oh, it's taking so long.
And Pops is up front.
Yeah, Pops didn't pit.
He didn't pit. I don't think he pit.
Also, it looks like the 3 got around the 23 in the pits.
Well, Pops, the venerable one. Always so much speed, Trans Am champion, Winston Cup champion. His thing is, throughout the race, let's see what happens now. He's put himself in this lead position. Can he hold it,
Yeah, we got
when you look at the career of Pops and his qualifying skill is just I'm envious, because this has great speed, and he's like, heck, I don't even know. I think he's 68 or. I mean,
he came in to practice about 5 minutes or so before it.
He ain't a young fella.
He runs the chicken run on Tuesday night to get a little extra practice and some actual race condition practice on these Friday night races. Yeah, finally the lights are out.
Yeah, he told me there,
and he is a beast, man, and he's got that bull between his teeth tonight, and it looks like so far. It's always different when you're in the lead, though. So now, and you got those guys behind you. You got that 3 and that 23.
Yeah.
Believe me, that 43 and the 9 and on and on. These guys get your attention.
I had to ring you up. I had to ring you up for a bull between the teeth there, Milty.
There's 5 Miltisms. Jim Ray, I think, was the one that kind of came up with that original.
Jim called them Miltisms. So we're just keeping with it. I hope you're tuned in tonight, Jim. I haven't heard from you. I got 8 watching right now. I'm a little down from last week, but
he's like being Mr. Mom right now. I think he's got kids and he's always busy.
I got some news from the scanner here. Brad has lost first and second gear.
Oh man. They are never going to find the body of his transmission, man.
Yeah, the 2003 sim here that we have definitely gives you random transmission failures and ones you deserve. If you make a mistake, it'll punish you also. But sometimes you're like, I don't know, it's just slowing down. What the heck,
Green flag back in the air.
Green's out.
Ooh, I saw some squirrely cars there starting in first gear. Everybody held on to it, though.
But, for the price, and you want to get in the sim racing, and what this league and this sim still has to offer is just unbelievable.
And it's so fun, Milt. It's really fun.
Whoa, boy, Mark, this is a real check
I
there.
saw that.
Folks, you can't really see on TV here
what
it's like.
Big wreck off 4. Big wreck.
There's a big wreck behind.
Oh, Rick Johnson, hard impact.
That braking zone in 3 is huge.
Rick Johnson has retired on the spot. Huge wreck off turn 4.
That's racing right there. It's just, wow.
Let's see if I can find it. The first thing I saw was that Bojangles car, the 05 Ed Fowler, sideways. I don't know if that's where it started. Let's go ride with him. Ooh, may have had a little help.
Yeah, he got a little help, it looks like. For sure, no doubt. Boy, Sam misses again tonight. Boy, that's the second one tonight. He's lucky.
Well,
you know what? I revised
that.
I think he got loose off 4 and then got hit by the 06. His own teammate there, but I think Bill Farmer was just an innocent victim, as was Will Farmer.
That's what it looked like to me, too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing.
You can spin just when you think you've got it pointed straight, coming out of turn 4, and you get on the gas, you can still spin the tires, and plus you got a car right behind you. It takes the air off you.
Yeah, so let's watch on board Will Farmer going through that. You see just nowhere to go. He jumps on the brakes, gets sideways, 52, right into him. 55 collected. A lot of cars turn up. 007 slips by on the bottom.
Yeah, Will just saw it happen and turned a little left, and you can't deviate from your course coming out of turn 4.
Absolutely. Yeah, when he jumped off the gas and touched the brakes, it just took off on him.
And Rick Johnson was trying to find a hole too, but he already had the 2 spinning in front of him. Tough luck for those guys. That's racing. We saw last week how harsh it was for the 23.
Here's what Rick Johnson saw: just smoke, and then the hole he went for was just being. It had pass coverage, basically. That's what it looked like. It looked like a a crossing route in football.
That's all you can do is kind of get off the gas and try to find a hole and
a slant. That's what I was looking for. It was like a slant in football, and he was just cut off.
Like 20 goats trying to get it into one gate. There, it's not going to fit.
20 goats into one gate.
I don't know if that's not a meltism, I don't think, but
I don't know.
It might be.
Only Milty could say something like that.
Six.
Yeah, if it's a meltism or not, I'm ringing it up because I got a new toy and I like hitting the button.
Aha! I was wondering what that was.
Oh, you missed my description of that. Yeah, that's the Milty counter. New feature this week at FSB Live.
Well, that's cool.
So yeah, another tough break for Rick Johnson, and man, the thing I was saying about him being a factor is looking less and less likely if this keeps up.
Well, I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, these guys, even all the championships that Rick Johnson has won, he's lost a lot. I mean, I have over 200 wins in this league. I bet you I have 500 losses. I mean, that wouldn't be an exaggeration.
I think they say Petty and Pearson finished, 1 and 2 like 80 to 100 times.
It just, it's just it doesn't mean anything if there's no great competition, and you can't write this stuff up. Every race, it's not like a first-person shooter game or something. You can't write this.
We got a quick request from the boss. He wants us to look at his weave through that last wreck. So I mean, what Sam Young wants, Sam Young gets.
And he did avoid that for sure.
It was close.
Alright, here we go. Wow, Sam's eye view. Whoa! Landmines everywhere. Yeah, that was a good dodge there, Sammy.
Well, the first thing you watch is as soon as he saw smoke, he got on the brakes and got it wound down. That's the thing you always, preach.
Oh, I've been preaching that till I'm blue in the face. I always say, there's one thing I'm going to be a ball buster on Thursday nights when adminning the trucks. It's piling into a wreck. Slow for smoke. Meanwhile, pace car's off, and we're going to try it again. Re-rack them, boys. Re-rack them.
Walk the walk and talk the talk. That's what that was right there.
Pop's here, still up front.
This is what he needs. Is a lot of carnage, and who can roll? barking against the wall, and he spins in turn 4 and comes back and collects Brad Otto, and there should be a caution. Brad hard into the wall.
There is not a caution. Oh, and the 2 is still spinning.
And the 2 is around.
Still no caution.
Because they all started going again.
That's what I said on the lead-in. I said it on the lead-in. The caution can be stingy here, and that was a prime example.
Aren't there, like, parts on the ground there?
You guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got you, Francis.
Okay.
Sam Young makes the pass on Ed Fiddley for
There's
12.
a change for the lead. The Rockets up front.
D-Rocket back to the front, and meanwhile I got that queued up over here. And we'll see Chet Barkin already had some damage to that car on the rear end, and he just pushed up, got wall glued, popped off, and around she went, and everybody behind's got to figure out where to go. It's like Will Farmer almost got through, once again had to jump on the brakes, and went spinning. A tough night for the young New Jersey driver, Will Farmer there. Oh, he spun again trying to get it going. Oh, man. Oh, see, he just drove it off the surface to get out of the way and not bring out a caution. Bent the backup end worse, though. Ooh. Yeah, that car is not going to be any fun to drive. If he keeps that running, and I would recommend that he does, because he needs the seat time, that'd be some valuable experience in limping a wounded car home.
Mr. Gately's behind Mark right now.
It looks like
Step yourself into a Slim Jim.
Woo! And yeah, that was forceful. I was about to say, Will Farmer has indeed retired there from the 18th place.
For that.
You bet.
Ding!
Wow.
Well, we got another meltism. I'm going to step away for a minute and get me a cold Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Oh, Milt.
That's why he's one of a kind, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, well, man, say it every week, but stop me if you've heard this one before. With the 3 and the 23 out front and running away.
Like I said earlier, Sean, these two are going to be the two that are going to compete for the championship.
Absolutely.
Like you said, you know, Rick Johnson is another name, but we got a couple other ones out here that are also pretty good too. So you never know what can happen, you know.
Absolutely, don't count out that 43 car.
Yeah,
he likes to hang around in the top 5 all night long, and then you know, capitalize on others' problems, and sneak himself out some good finishes. And he usually ends up pretty high in the points just from consistency. So keep that consistency up, and you know, capitalize on some bad luck with the other guys.
Ooh.
As the 3 lets the 23 go. New
Wait,
leader,
Jim almost
Slim
got
Jim
into
Gately.
the 3.
No, I think he just let him go. I think they just pulled over, because I'm thinking that the 3 also stayed out with Pops before. So Slim's just got those slightly newer tires. It's a long way to go. These guys know the score. They know they're faster than anybody else right now.
Yeah, there definitely is a difference, though, between turn 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. No doubt about it.
Huge difference. One of the reasons to keep the preferred line driver aid on is so you don't forget which end of the track you're heading into. Because it stays green with a little bit of yellow in it through 1 and 2 to tell you to lift off the throttle, and it turns bright orange heading into 3 to tell you to brake.
Yeah, exactly.
I've turned that thing off before and forgotten which end of the track I was on, and just plowed it into the wall in turn 3, or, you know, spun out hitting the brake in 1 and 2.
Right, exactly.
This track is just one of those tracks you just need to be like on rails. Any deviation from the plan, It usually ends up bad, you know.
Absolutely. Well, we're heating up there for third and fourth with Ken Hansen and Rick Pisconer, and I believe they are also running down the second place car of Mark DeSenza.
Yeah,
They were almost
sure
2
are.
seconds back. 2 seconds back a couple laps ago, but now they've pulled into 1.2. And I see Will Farmer has gotten himself out of the infield care center after retiring that number 2 Hawaiian Punch car. And tough break there, Will. It seemed like he hit everything but the lottery out there.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, it was just rough. There was a lot of cautions, and I kept getting my car banged up, fixed. Then we go out, race a couple laps, banged up again, fixed it, then banged it up again, and then I was like, just call it for the night, you know?
Okay, well, yeah, I was going to recommend that you actually stay out there in that thing, get some experience, bring a less than perfect race car home, but I can understand not wanting to be a cause of any more cautions on a track like this.
I will definitely be practicing this track, though, that's for sure, and yeah, I gotta get better at short track racing. I mean, I know this isn't necessarily a short track, but
It has short track-like elements to it.
yeah, for sure. And last night I didn't do great either when we were racing at those short tracks in the truck series. So, gotta get better, that's all.
I'll just think, well, next week here, well, next week in the truck series, we're going to be at Darlington.
Oh boy.
So you better practice, like he said.
Yeah,
I will.
I can hook you up with some video if you need help there.
Races like this are practice. I mean, they're stuff you put in the memory bank, and because you ran strong and you ran top 5 there, top 10, and you were moving, and just all it takes is one mistake around here.
You know, 43 is all over the 3 car, looking to get around Mark DeSenza on those slightly older tires. So, like I said, watch out for Rick Pisconer. He likes this place.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna head out,
doing
guys.
some
It's been a fun
practicing
race,
too.
and I'll see you guys next week.
Alrighty, take it easy, man.
Hey,
Here,
Will.
Will.
Nice young man. Always comes up and talks about his race, and we'll get him next week. And what is he, 15, 16?
Yeah, something like
years
that.
old.
Yeah.
So he's just starting out, you know. Got great skills and great upside. So
He's got a
And
great
Darlington,
attitude.
yeah, Darlington is, it's tough on the veterans. It's just plain murder on the rookies.
well, where you want to be is in this top 4 run right here, because then it gets easier. You got cars to pace with. You're not trying to pass each other unless a guy makes a mistake. That's how you roll Darlington. Get in a rhythm, you know, like Johnny Cash. Get a rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get a rhythm. And that's what you really need. These cautions have affected a lot of the guys, especially cars dealing in traffic, and being track position is huge here at Darlington.
Absolutely, it's just like IRP last night. It's a tough place to pass. There's only a few opportunities. Milty, you're feeding back a little bit. A few opportunities to pass. Most of the time, you gotta rely on the other guy to let you go.
Yeah, that's a tough track. It definitely is. I did a lot of practicing on that, so.
They turn
I
the
knew
volume down a little bit.
I knew where you could go and where you couldn't go. I could tell you that.
Ken Hansen gets around the 43 for 3rd place.
It's a great run for the 9. Ham Billy Elliott, and
Yeah, he's kept that car
that car
clean,
is
and
rolling.
he's in the lead draft. He's very much in the hunt. Well, we've had our longest green flag run of the night here so far. Man, I forgot to take note of what lap they went green on.
Yeah, I was getting beer, so
But they can go about 40 40 some odd laps here on fuel and tires.
I thought it was 38. Am I right?
But you will get a huge loss of speed over time. Just looking now, a few laps in, last lap for Slim Jim Gately, your leader, just like the lap before. I mean, this dude's a machine. It was 31.180. Last lap was 31.180. Best lap 30.293.
It's even more drastic for Mark DeCenza. I'll put that up on the screen there. Last lap was a 31.353, and his best was a 29.992.
Well, that's typical Mark, because he can, when he steps on the gas, he can drive anything as hard as it can be driven. And the thing is, and why he's become a champion this year is, number one, being Slim's teammate, and also being a great driver. With Checker Flag, they shared information that they're right up there, bam, 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 1, 2, and 4.
You see, I put the fastest laps up there, and you'll see that Slim's actually got the 8th fastest lap of the night, but he's been up front all night, so he's just taking care of that car.
Well, it's all
fastest
about...
lap belongs to the 09 of Brian Lamb.
Lamb, I see some paint on Lamb this week. Go LA Rams.
And there's Brian Lamb. Looks like he is currently running in the 5th spot.
He didn't like that at first, but I think he's over time he's accepted it, because it just sounds cool. Lamb.
It cracked me up.
Well, you see, Ed slipped a...
it's entertainment at its best, man.
I think Ed slipped a Serta sheep onto that car somewhere. Although, wait, did he do that? Or no, Michael Olsen did that one, I think, maybe.
That's what he needs, though. He needs one of those.
But, whoever did it, they seem to have forgotten the driver. Look at this.
If they asked me to paint something, I'd be like, I'm a tile setter, not a magician.
Look at the driver in the car, though. He's got B-Max driving it.
Thank God we got good painters that paint these cars. These guys like yourself.
That's good. That's good, Sean.
Oh, speaking of, and he's coming into the pits right now. So here we go, lap 61. We got our first car hitting the pits. And almost missing. Oh, we missed the commit cone. That could ding him. That could ding him.
Bueno. Well, you're looking at, back in, I was always looking at like 34 laps to 36 max if you were clutching. So, got to break it down and start to do the math here.
This is a 1.1 mile track, not a 1.5 like the cookie cutters are. So it gets a little bit longer than your 1.5 milers in terms of fuel.
Tires, of course, ran mostly Pro Cup, and as we got more cars pitting, the 007 with damage.
Yeah, I'm tied with him. 5th place in the truck series as of last night.
Oh, right on. Q-Branch was definitely trying to give him a watch or something to make things better, but that's racing,
Yeah, Sean, that was my other 5 I forgot to tell you about.
There we go, Slim Jim
There you
Gately
go.
going around lap traffic, and the leader is pitting. Slim Jim Gately, that's the line I like.
Mark's following.
And Mark is following, and they are running that same line. There's options there. I like that one. You just drive it in hard and slam on the brakes and then hug that wall. And excellent pit entrance for the 23. Mom's watching. Last week, his brother was watching, and didn't work out well, but wasn't from him being worried about it. Just but it's racing, This week, as we look at the Slim Jim team, 4 tires for the number 23 Slim Jim. Step yourself into a Slim Jim. Mark DeSenza, same thing. Great stop for the 23, and he is off pit road.
And we got Ken Hansen. He assumed the lead on that cycle, and now he's in himself.
There should be
pitting.
multiple pit stops here coming. Scanner's blowing up right now. 43 stays out.
43. Yep, 43 stays out, gets himself a lap lead. I think that's going to cost him. He's going to get the point, but he's going to lose that draft because that was 2 laps that he gave up to the lead combo.
Checkered flag they're all on the radio together, so that was a designed move there. That wouldn't be Slim just deciding to pit and Mark and not telling him, so he decided to take that chance.
Oh, Slim and Mark pitted together.
So we look at but Rick didn't. So
well, Rick's not on that team anymore.
Well, he's in
Hasn't
there
for some time. Wait, what?
He's in there.
Have we lost the 3? 3 is a lap down in 11th place. Why can't I find him?
80 laps left. They can't. I don't know if they can. They can't make it in one stop. So.
Yeah, he's still out there.
There we go.
Still running.
I don't know what happened there. I couldn't. For some reason, it wouldn't cycle to him. I got a little worried that he had disconnected.
I went back to the game and I happened to see him in there running.
Sam Young is shown as our leader currently. Ed Finley in second.
Jim coming up on Bill Farmer with damage. He's got a car on the inside.
Oh, and Slim's around. TG Reese gets a piece.
From behind.
Oh no, that gives Sam
my
Young.
Gosh.
Sam Young and Brad are on pit road right now.
That's actually going to play to their advantage.
Oh my gosh.
The FSB Corvette pace car is rolling, and
car's spinning on the
TG is still crashing
on
coming
the front
across
straight.
the caution flag. And folks, when caution flies during pit stop cycles, it is absolute chaos. A lot of people are going to have a hard time figuring out where they're supposed to line up. Ken Hansen is currently shown as the leader. He should be the one picking the pace car up.
This is going to put Slim a lap down. Exactly what he did not want.
He's going to be 4th. He'll still be 4th.
So he didn't lose a lap under pitting. So
he didn't because, as we noted, the guys that had stayed out were already on pit road.
Okay.
So this may have worked out about as perfectly as a caution during pit stops could.
But they're going to stay out. He's going to
there
have
goes
to pit.
the boss. He just dropped.
No, they did pit. Ryan Johnson, Brothers Body and Pate, down pit road. 3 of Mark DeSenza also. Mark won't have damage, so let's see how long it takes the 23 to make this pit stop.
Not good for Sam Young. He just dropped. That's unfortunate for him.
That's another thing with internet racing. We call that like my motor blowed.
Exactly, yeah.
Inside tires, outside tires and inside tires. Let's see. They're beating and banging on the 23 pretty hard. Still on pit road, and he takes off. He'll lose track position. Not too bad. They pulled those fenders out. That car still should be pretty good.
Let's see if we can see what happened here to Slim Jim as he was catching Bill Farmer in the 06, who was out there on older tires, I believe. Yeah, just that closing rate of the 53 coming out, 06 on old tires rather. He just got kind of stuck in between, and the 06 bounced off the wall, and around they all go. But as far as what happened to the 53 coming back to the line,
I think if Slim had that to do again,
oh,
he
Lamb!
way out of that. And,
53 comes up the track and catches Lamb coming back to the start-finish line and take the caution.
That was a bad situation there. Yeah, TG Reese kind of slid up, and Mark had nowhere to go there.
Oh, that was Lamb in the 09.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Different blue and yellow car. Yeah, so that was a strange turn of events, for sure.
Nothing Lamb could do there. Unfortunate. That's racing, folks.
When we take a look around Slim's car, I think it might be okay.
He had the work done. He stayed in there, let him beat on it. Lost track position.
Yeah, it doesn't look half bad.
He should be able to move his way up.
Looks pretty good from my point of view here.
I was hoping maybe Dan would get alongside him.
Solid top 10 all night, the 108 Doc Palmer. He just do what he do, and that is solid racer, races the track, and this could be a good night for him. I don't want to give guys a kiss to death, you know.
Yeah, you gotta stop that, man.
Usually after the broadcast, I hang out and, you know, we talk, you know, but I got a lot of stuff to do, so they may have a whole week to tell me, you know, quit talking about me.
So the right side of Slim's car looks good, the front and rear look good. All I can't see is the left side, so that is what it is, and we'll see what he's got.
Behind him, Dan Jones, he's got way more damage, so not really a threat.
Good on the left side.
Yeah, Dan Jones has been up on the back end. That's not going to help.
Webb, he's got damage. Steve Weber, the big cactus, got damage. Lamb's got damage. It was a scrape. Brian Johnson up to fourth here, trudging his way in this race. I like his chances here for a podium.
And he is excellent on long runs here at Darlington.
And that's how he does, you know. I mean, he's won races, but he basically he's a good finisher, you know, a great finisher. Races the track and what the car's giving him and what his ability is and his that night, and don't believe he has any damage. So some seriously damaged cars on the inside line here. Going to be interesting how they get to going there. The track is hard enough with a clean car.
We're just about halfway to Melt, so. Actually, we will be halfway when they cross the line.
Absolutely.
Benza's right where he wants to be, and I guarantee that number 3 car, that's his guy, Dale Earnhardt, and because he drives like that, and he's going to be coming. You better watch out.
I got my eye on the 43.
Solid. Ken Hansen takes the green flag. Ken got a win last year, a couple podiums. Obviously, he wanted a championship, but pro league here.
Ken's another one of those guys who, if you could just put a season together,
Exactly.
He could probably pull one off, but
And
a lot
he
of times
missed
the
races.
schedule, the schedule just gets in the way. But here he is tonight out front at Darlington, looking just like Bill Elliott up there.
Yeah, he's doing an awesome job out there.
Well, he's made no mistakes on pit road, hung out, and got track position, and watched other guys have mistakes. Joel trying to get tire temp into these tires. You seen the little battle with the 3 and the 43, and the 3 lost a ton of time. They're going high, and 3 and 4 there, and ball, right up against the wall there. You're like, please don't hit. Please grip. And finally it does, but and he's up against the wall again.
Yeah, Slim's looking all around him. He's trying to get through. I think Slim's car is okay, and he just wants to go. I see Dog's just going to let him by.
Evan Castle's out of the race.
Dog is racing a smart race like he always does. He knows where his speed level is in this pro league. He's looking for top 5 or maybe lucky enough to get a top 3 in this league. You can hang your hat on that. And he's doing exactly what he needs to do.
Wait, Evan Castle is shown as the leader? What?
Yeah, I noticed that myself, and then all of a sudden he got DQ'd, so I don't understand what that was all about. I'm watching live in the game here, and I noticed that myself. I was going to say something, Sean, but then all of a sudden I saw it said DQ, and he went.
Now remember what I said about how caution coming out during pit cycles tends to screw things up as Slim gets around the 83 of Steve Weber, moving the 6th and the 59, all in the same corner. Slim's on the move right now. I see now he's going to work on Lamb. I think maybe he accidentally passed the whole field, and that's how he got in the lead a lap up, and I guess he just didn't serve his black flag, or it wouldn't clear.
That's so easy to do. If your spotter doesn't tell you, keep going, and the spotter's lagging, then cross that start-finish line, you're a world of hurt.
Yeah, so Slim Jim rebounding nicely, up to 7.
43 all over the 9 here. He's been following all night and doing a lot of following, but he's been following in the top 5 for seasons here, and he's working the 9 here. Let's see what they can do.
Alright, so this just gets weirder and weirder. On the restart, Evan Castle was 13th.
Yeah.
The leader was, in fact, the 9 car. So I'm watching the replay on the laptop now, on camera 2 here. I'm trying to figure out how the heck he ended up as the leader. I think he may have warped into
I couldn't figure that out myself either, Sean. When I was looking at it going, how can he be the leader, I said.
So lap 73 of the restart. Okay, he's 13th. Lap 74. Okay, all of a sudden it jumped him up a lap. In the middle of the corner, he went from being on lap 73 to being on lap 74.
Oh, wow.
So it warped him into the lead. Oh, okay. I get it. Wow. That is...
You better write this one down.
Yeah, this is one for the books, guys. So remember, I said he suddenly jumped up a lap from being on lap 73 to lap 74 on the restart there. So, since the green flag came out on lap 73, but then it suddenly saw him as being on lap 74 and in the lead, it probably assumed somehow, deep down in the coding, that he had jumped the restart and gone around everybody, passing before the green flag, or maybe that's just how long his data was out of sync. And so somehow that must have registered as him passing Yeah, passing before the start finish line.
Right, exactly.
That is the strangest glitch I've ever seen, and 18 years of doing this.
It's for the books.
That is one for the books. That's a tough break for Evan Castle, who was already not having the best of nights. Got caught up in just about everything so far.
I think the strangest one I saw was the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the NASCAR 2003, and we were 4 laps down, and on the last lap, the leader blew up, and I passed him, and I took the white flag, and I kept going.
You took the white flag 4 times, right?
And I got the white flag again. Le Mans, the location of pit road is just coming out of the Ford chicanes. So, the leader, his teammate tried to push him, which you can't push nobody.
A new leader.
Yeah, we got 43 around the 9. And Slim Jim, don't look
He's
now, but he's up to
worked 'em.
4th.
Great patient driving by Rick Bisconner. And so after, many laps, I was running out of gas, so I had to pit. And my team told me keep going. And the league organizer told us that we had won the 24 Hours of Le Mans, because in real life, you can't win the 24 Hours of Le Mans without passing our finish line after 24 hours running,
Right.
You have to cross the start-finish line, so we made up our 4 laps, and then the next day they told us we lost, so.
Well, okay, so why did they take it away?
Because after they tried to push the car that was in first, they decided to tow it, and when they towed it across the finish line, and because NASCAR 2003, you can't estimate how long 24 hours is going to take, so they estimated it by time, so they estimated it by laps. 400 laps, so their car crossed the start-finish line on the tow truck.
I think that's bogus.
Wow, look at this
Look at the
battle.
3 making a move into turn 3.
We claim the win. I claim the win. My teammates, they have different opinions of it, but as far as I'm concerned, we won that race.
Yeah, I'd say you got robbed, because the rule should be across the start-finish line under your own power. As speaking of power, that was a power move by the number 3, and he's up in the P2, and he's working on the 43.
Oh yeah, he is. He's got his eye right on him right now, and he's going to try on the high side.
In fact,
and
he's
Rick's
not going to
let
fight him.
go.
Well, there goes that bad moment, and
1.7 seconds back, the 23, Slim Jim Gately. Never count this man out. In fact, he is in their draft now. That pass helped him.
that's
and
what he
he's
needs.
right back in it.
Bree has always been a hard charger. Mark DeCenza, you knew one thing out of him back in the day, 15 years ago, was he's just going to go to the limit. But
Also,
now, 15 years later, he's also knows how to save tires.
well, and until last season, Achilles was always the pit stops, but he got those together,
and that.
and,
so
and it paid off for
put
him.
that package together. That's a bad man right there. Slim
Looking at
Jim
the
around Bisconner, the 43 has really lost something there. He would not give that spot up without. And that's funny how these races go. You start to get a long run, and you see who can make lap times and save tires. And believe me, so many times I thought I could win this race, and got sorely disappointed because once you get on these runs, men and the boys are separated.
Meanwhile, you had Pops, Lamb, and Ryan Johnson going at it there for the next group. Looks like Pops is caught up to the 59, looking to get around him.
Obviously, we can see at this point minimal damage for the 23. That tire deg would start to show. They kept making it one more stop, so they're probably going to break it down. They went green somewhere around
Ryan Johnson pitting this lap.
with 80 to go, so they're going to have to break that down.
Comes down pit road right now.
I would say another 10 laps, and you're going to start to see pit stops here.
Yeah, I mean, it's 50... Is it 50 laps? Yeah, 52 laps to go there.
Starting to smell green, and that's where you need to break it up. And we just right there.
Oh, the
we got
007
smoke.
around the front stretch, and no caution.
Bam. Well, he's got heavy damage. He's fighting that car. I've been there, done that. And
meanwhile, the 9 tries to take advantage. And get back to the lead.
We're 15 laps into the tire run for the cars that aren't damaged. They're still in the sweet spot, or at least manageable for Dan right now. He's in a world of hurt.
Wow, what a gang full of cars up here in front.
And he's not the only one. There's a bunch of guys that could dictate a rescheduling of strategy or at any time. Because they're fighting those cars. Look back in the field, these guys up in the top 5 are just cruising. Cars are good, feel good, they're predictable. When you get back there with those damaged cars, that thing will come out from under you before you know what even happened.
They're nothing but a handful when they're like that.
Yep.
Absolutely. Greasy tires. We are at the 50 laps to go. Yeah, it can be like driving on ice around this track. 50 laps to go.
Yeah, anytime here, you could see pit stops. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, we've seen Ryan Johnson come in already. Lambs came in already.
Jim Gately looking at P1 here. Mama, there goes that man. Down low in turn 1. That's a great pass and also great driving by the 9 to know. Wow. That's Slim Jim Gately. In the 15 years of FSB and all the drivers I've seen Kevin Lewis, I've seen Jim Ray, I've seen Damon Gottstilla, I've seen Brian Wagner, I've seen some of these great sim racers. That guy is as good as anybody, and P2 looking at P1.
Dan Jones.
At pit road, the 23 is down pit road.
He's hitting pit road. He's looking to run to the finish from here.
That's what I would do. I mean, I break it right up. That's why I was thinking the math was smelling good. And you want draft, but Darlington's different than some of these other tracks. It's like Will Farmer said, it's kind of like a short track, but you still need the draft. But decisive track position is huge. 43 down pit road.
3-car down pit road as well.
The 9 way outside. They're coming down together. The 43 and the 9. Great job. Look, folks, man. I mean,
everybody got it loaded up.
I wish we could have got a in-car of that because that stuff is serious, man. It ain't easy. You're pedaling that brake. You're coming down and trying to feel the car, wanting to get loose on you. You want to maximize this. You don't want to blow it.
But you don't want to give any time up either.
Exactly. You know, you're a champion.
And that's where I made my bread and butter, is on the pit stops, certainly the first championship run.
That's the great thing about NASCAR 2003. You know, I love iRacing, I do it, but there's nothing like this game. You just, I mean, if you're a NASCAR guy, you gotta get this game, and you gotta race it. The graphic stuff is still, I mean, the game is still so sick. It's just unbelievable. Legendary. There will never be another racing game that will ever top this game.
iRacing can try, but yeah, and I can sue the pants off anybody who tries to modify it. But you know,
well,
it's just not the same.
Yeah, you know, I won't get any of that. But it's, you know, I mean, it's why I still want to show up and watch this. You know, still great. You have to have the total package to win in this league. You got to be able to pit stop. You got to be able to race. You got to be able to manage. It's tactical. It's huge.
Well, we got about 43 laps to go here.
There's a strict rule policy, so you have to behave well. You have to treat people right. I mean, the FSB way has went on for 15 years, and I see it continuing.
All right, 143 was scored as the leader, but now he's on pit road. Now we'll see just how much that cost him staying out so long.
Well, you look at Ken Hansen, last lap, 30.288, best lap, 30.058. They were running 31.9s.
And meanwhile, Ryan Johnson looks poised to inherit the lead here, as his strategy will pay off and get him a bonus point at least, and at best put him in contention for the W.
Yeah.
But Slim Jim might have other ideas, although that's the other teammate there.
Here comes Dog coming into the pits, since he was leading there.
John the Dog Palmer, what a solid run.
Now, like you said, John, Ryan will take over.
Well, you know, I mean, we can't say enough. You know, we have a couple disabled people in our league. Dan Francesconi is one, and John Dog Palmer is disabled, uses hand controls to drive, and I think he's going to make an excuse. He'll slap you upside the head from his wheelchair and be proud of it, because makes no excuses. Great friend, and love to see him back in the league here. And he is racing competitive.
Don't look now, but here comes Jim Gately on Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, meanwhile, by pitting a lap earlier, Jim Gately, he's pulled a 4-second lead out on Mark DeSenza.
That's typical strategy of the guys I've seen that win these races.
Yeah, and Ryan pitted much earlier than anybody else. And so he knows Slim's faster. He knows Slim's got the 4 freshies compared to him. He just pulls over and lets his teammate go. Doris, I hope you're still with us. I hope you're still here, Doris, because there's your boy doing his thing.
Making a move.
That's what he does. He doesn't give up. He takes that car, all the adversity this race is thrown at him, and there he is back in the lead. This is why he's a champion. The Professor.
Now you start seeing with this green flag racing, a couple different strategy ploys here. So you know, if it stays green, they're dictated to what they have already done. So, in one more stop for everybody, but Slim's going to be early, and see how that works out for him. Right now, he's making hay.
Meanwhile, you got the 3, the 9, and the 43 under a blanket. 4 seconds, 3.5 seconds back.
Well, and you don't really know what to do. You're in this position. I mean, you know what to do. I mean, you're still going to stay status quo and stay in this draft.
They're knocking some time off. They knocked a half second off that lap.
Yeah,
that draft together.
Exactly.
But they're going to be going faster. They're going to be braking harder. They're going to be cranking the wheel harder through 1 and 2. They're going to be using their stuff. You know, Jim, he got back to the lead unopposed, and he can just cruise. He can just save, you know, whatever he's got in that car. Just save it up for when they inevitably catch him, because he knows they're going to catch him at this rate. And,
yeah,
and have the tires for the finish where they might not.
You're looking at a half second. First they're going to catch Ryan Johnson in P2.
Which they are. They're catching him in a big hurry.
Slim's looking at just about the time they're going to catch me. I'm going to box it again there. I'm going to pit.
No, they're done. They can go to the finish, I believe. Let's see, is the 59 will roll over for the 3. Maybe he's just gonna let everybody go. So
I don't think they're so sure that they're gonna make it, because he's just letting people fly here.
Was Ryan on a different strategy from everybody, you think?
Yeah, he pitted way earlier than the other ones did, that's for sure.
You gotta look at the front of the Wrangler 3 car there as he runs down the
Hill is concerned still.
Especially for Ryan Johnson, because he came in, you know, earlier than Slim did too, so.
Yeah, he was the first one in of the front 5.
Good view right here, Sean.
Yeah, you can see that 23 is getting bigger every lap.
This guy knows how to chase, that's for sure.
1.4 seconds. He's got a sniff of that draft. That's right about where it kicks in.
That car's getting bigger.
Like you said, it's Slim backing him up to him, and then let's see what you got. It's very hard to do that when you're in the lead.
Well, you know, that's what I would have done. I would have known that they were going to catch me no matter what I did, and just cruise it. Listen to those tires, make sure it sounds like a skateboard, not a freight train.
Ryan Johnson down pit road. So
okay.
I think these guys are going to have to stop again, dude. I really do.
Okay, well then that's the strategy he was going for. He was breaking it up into smaller chunks than the rest of the field.
Well,
we'll see how that plays out.
30 laps left. It'll be 29 when he crosses the line. That's still almost a fuel run. These guys are going to have to stop again, I think. Going to give him fresh tires, and he's going to want to haul ass here.
And the 3 is on the bumper.
Brother Spotty and Pate.
Looking for the lead again.
Doing a little... I heard the DA Sander there, and tying that baby up, and away they go.
I got my scanner up, so if we'll see if anybody's going to be pitting. I'll let you know.
All right.
Then for excellent pit exit for the 59 Brothers Body and Pate car.
Yeah, a little conservative on that exit, I'd say. hope he didn't give up
Pops
too
and
much
Brad
time,
are
but he
pitting.
also couldn't afford a mistake there.
That's the thing is you can tank yourself so easy. You want to go to the limit and try to make something happen, but it might, with personally, usually ends up bad. You know?
Yeah. Okay, so let's say everybody's strategy bet is made at this point. Let's just see how they play out.
And we've seen a lot of close racing at Darlington, but the reality is usually how these races come down to. They come down to who's going to save fuel and who's going to go flat out and try to make it and maybe make that extra pit stop.
All right, and of course heavy
Let's
attrition.
see what kind of lap times the 59 runs here.
Yeah, heavy attrition throughout the night here as there's 13 cars running out of the 23 that started.
Yeah.
And 13th place is 5 laps down. We got 7 cars left on the lead lap currently.
Find yourself like in the top 5 and you're thinking, I've done everything right. What the heck? And that's Darlington, man. Wow. And then you guys got guys like Slim that just fights back. And
Yeah, you asked for lap times. Well, Ryan Johnson, let's see, he's going to trick the line at 30:48, whereas Mark DeSenza's last was a 31:323. So he's running almost a second a lap faster right now. Oh my goodness, is the
we got a
53.
warper.
That's not what Ryan wants to see right now. Oh goodness.
TG Reese, he realizes it as a professional.
Yeah.
I've known TG for a long time.
Yeah, you
as long
put
as
fast high there on the scanner there.
Great job by TG. That's part of internet racing. Yeah.
And TG's had a problem with that lately. That only cost Ryan 0.4, so it's not too bad. Yeah, these leaders are staying out, so they're planning a late stop, or they're going to go to the finish. Not sure which it is.
Yeah, Pop's there too. That's another one you're going to have to look at because he just pitted not too long ago after Ryan did, and they're running together. So.
Yeah,
But,
Pops is 2 laps down.
2
Ryan's
laps
only
down.
1.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yep.
Gonna be stops here. What are you gonna do? Tires, no tires. How much fuel? Drivers have to be crew chief and driver. Roger Penske is not sitting on anybody's pit box, as far as I know. I hope to get to
Slim's
see him
pitting.
tomorrow.
Slim is
Alright,
gonna
here
be
comes
pitting.
23.
Here comes Slim Jim Gately. I'll be right back. Sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Meltism 8 right there.
More like 13.
Ding it.
I dinged it.
The 43 pits the same time Gately did, so this is going to be interesting for sure.
Absolutely. And Mark DeSenza continues to circle the track here. No, I take that back.
And he's pitting this
He's
time.
he's on pit road right now. With 20 to go.
Well, Milt was right. They had to pit.
They did. I thought maybe they had something else in mind here.
You never know with these guys, Sean.
Yeah, we've been pretty seen some pretty crazy surprises before. Looks like Ryan didn't get nearly the lead over Slim he was looking for. The Slim is right behind him. Meanwhile, here comes Mark DeSenza out of the pits.
We We got 4 cars
And
on
he's
the
going to
lead
pull
lap
up
right
right
now.
in between, or maybe right behind Slim. Yep, right behind Slim and Ryan. So there's Mark on the freshest tires, right on the 23's bumper.
Steve Weber pitting this time.
That traffic's getting kind of dicey. Yeah, Ryan on the alternate strategy. I don't think he got as many laps on the new tires versus these guys on old tires as he was hoping for.
Yeah, and I don't even know if he can make it on fuel from when he pitted.
Oh, he can. There's... I think we can go 40 laps here. So, yeah.
Yeah, they got it now.
This should be to the finish, and they are reeling him in real fast. What happened to Bisconner? Bisconner did not have a good stop. Oh no, he's there. Okay, not as bad as I thought, but he didn't keep with Slim like he wanted to.
Bob Dixon out of P2 in this pit box.
Yeah, those are the guys who are way off cycle.
Left, and he's gone.
Ryan Johnson letting Ken Hansen by.
Oh my gosh, out of P2.
Bob just retired it?
I'm not seeing him.
He's still being scored. Yeah, Ryan Johnson's strategy did not play out, as he has just fallen further and further back.
Ed Finley out of P1. You from Jersey? I'm from Jersey.
He's not.
He's
You
pitting
from New
now.
York?
He's from Long Island.
From Long Island. Man, I get that stuff mixed up all. My apologies, I'm sorry. But I like that saying, you know, old Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, you're getting rung up for that one.
Yeah, that's a negative. But, and he's back on pit road, Ed Finley.
Yep, there he comes. He must have gotten dinged last time by.
Busted. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Ball came back in.
Yeah, I saw the little stutter, and yeah, it came back in.
Dog Palmer's just into 6th place. Great run for Thor Dog.
Oh,
Exactly
definitely.
what he's looking for. The consistency and speed and great pit stops.
Meanwhile, it's come down to these three up here. 134 laps in. How many green flag pit stops? How many wrecks are they caught up in or dodge their way through? And here they are under a blanket. They're going for it at Darlington. Ooh, a little wiggle out of Slim Jim in the 23.
Still
Holds
don't
on
know
to it.
until we talk to him. If we talk to him on the podium, what kind of damage he actually had. But right now he's looking stout.
And meanwhile, Ryan Johnson's fallen back into the clutches of the 43 of Rick Piscone.
There comes Piscone.
Yeah, Ryan, he rolled the dice, and I think it came up snake eyes for him tonight.
Biscuits. Buc-ee's. I used to tell my mom when I was little. Didn't say biscuit, so. Oh, what do you say about the 43? I mean, this guy,
10 to go.
awesome driver. Started out from scratch in this league against the pros and learned his craft. And
Yeah, I've seen him steadily improve in the couple years I've been
exactly.
here.
Didn't give up, didn't get overwhelmed racing in a pro league, ran in the back and learned. And now this guy's a top 5 guy every week.
Yeah, his consistency has been very good, and he keeps that car clean, and he gets it home to the finish.
Reminds me of me. Yeah.
Everyone reminds you of you, Milty.
I wish, you know.
Bob Dixon retired.
Yeah, we're getting down to less than 10 to go.
DG Reese exiting pit road. That car is severely beat up. Still top 10. He's going to want to just stay all the way. And
yeah, that 53 car looks like it's been through the blender tonight, and Slim down low.
Oh, here we go.
There goes the 3 and the 9.
Yep.
So Elliott and Earnhardt are going to go at, I mean, DeSenza and Hansen battling for the win here with, we got about 8 to go.
really some speed out of that 9 today. And putting the pressure on the guy that usually puts pressure on other people. So he's in the, of course, he's a, chiseled veteran, but he's got a car tonight behind him that's got some real speed.
Was that sizzled or chiseled veteran?
Both. Actually.
Grizzled.
Grizzled. All three. Now starting to lose a little time here. The thing about Mark is he can just put that, he can drive that car on the limit.
And Slim,
with a
Slim is falling further back. He's used up his stuff trying to hold that lead.
I think so, and damage, and also
true. Maybe damage.
What a great fight though from Slim, and if he can get on the podium, this will be a great finish for him, and he'll move on, and he knows he can win.
Yeah, he's got a nice pad over 4th place Rick Biscona right now. So I think he should be able to hold it. He's got about a 5-second lead there. 6-second, really. And Ken Hansen, he's looking for something to do with that 3 car, but
got a
he
good
just
run
can't
out
quite
of
get
turn
it.
2. But you got to be careful here. I mean, you're on the podium here, but you want to win on Friday night, and he is making ground. I don't know if Mark is
traffic.
I don't know if Mark is backing him down a little bit, but that's a couple car lengths right there.
Lap traffic can be a factor.
I'll make your sticker picker.
There we go. I was waiting for that one.
There's that one.
Yeah, I was saying lap traffic could be a big factor here, as the 31 car. 31 car holding the 3 up, and the 9 is there on the bumper, looking to the inside.
Ow!
DeSenza pushes him down low, and they're going to go into turn 1 side by side. Oh, can he hold it?
Man, hold on.
Not over.
No, it's not.
Great job by Brad.
Mark DeSenza gave him the room, but he did not lift.
He doesn't. That's mama, there goes that man right there.
That may have been the best shot Ken was going to get on him. As now we have 2 to go.
Well, with Mark's experience, he knows he can still hold that high line on the entry as long as he doesn't overdrive it.
You got another lap car.
Yep.
Oh,
catching up to Webb here. I think Webb will probably drop to the inside and just... or not. White flag in the air.
1 lap to go.
Well, Slim Jim's lead over Biscona has only grown, so Slim's going to cruise himself to a 3rd place. And barring catastrophe here in turn 3 and 4.
Oh boy, here we go.
He's a seasoned veteran, so And Mark is too, and some of
Yeah,
these
Cam's
guys.
got the run, but it's too little too late. As the rocket holds on.
Great race. Great job. Ken Hansen's got to be really happy with that. I mean, up against Mark DeCenza, but that guy can roll.
Yeah, good job for all of them out there tonight. We had 22 cars out there tonight.
So there you have it. Mark DeCenza pulls home another win with Ken Hansen. Just 14 100ths of a second back. Slim Jim Gately bounces back from a serious accident.
Boom!
Yeah, Slim Jim Gately bouncing back from serious involvement in an accident to finish third. Gotta feel good about that. But we don't know the extent of that damage. It may have been making him tighter, make those tires wear longer, but he fought the good fight. That's the type of run that championships are made of. Rick Bisconner, another solid top 5 finish there, coming home 4th.
Yeah,
Ryan Johnson.
He just lost, his pit strategy just ended up biting him at the end.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson rolled the dice, came up just a little less than a lap short. Brian Lamb hangs on to 6th place, last car on the lead lap. Ed Finley.
Great job, Lamb.
Ed Finley brings it home 7th, despite his pit problems. Steve Weber 8th. Your top 10 is rounded out with John the Dog Palmer 2 laps down. And T.G. Reese with the battered, bruised, but not defeated number 53 car.
Yeah, still top 10.
Yeah, he had just about everything but the oil pan bent on that thing, and he still brought it home. Brad Otto hangs on to 11th. Pops Margison, last car running there, 6 laps down in 12th place. And our retired cars of Bob Dixon, 007 of Dan Jones, 55 of Evan Castle, stricken by just a weird glitch there. Tough break for the 55. Sam Young, also tough break with getting dropped after dodging some wrecks there. Bill Farmer, 2 car of his son Will Farmer, 68 of Chet Barkin, and then Ed Fowler rounds out your top 20. All those cars retired. So we are in the post-race show here. Milty, go on down and grab our top 3 finishers.
Right up.
Well, we predicted long green flag run to finish it, and that's what we got. We got at least 2 pit stops to finish that off. Different strategies in the end. Mark DeCenza's hard charging, straightforward strategy came through, but man, Ken Hansen was right there. He gave him a run for his money, Francis.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I thought for sure the number 9 was going to get in there for sure.
All right, and we have the win screen up here.
Yeah, great field though tonight. It was awesome. Had a great turnout for sure.
Yeah, it was always good to see people show up for the Lady in Black. Some people are scared of it.
Yeah, well, I got to get some practice on it because we're going to be running the trucks there, and I'm going to see what I can do this week for that, or next week, rather.
Absolutely. It's a great track. I love the quirky tracks. I love the tire eaters, and this one's both. It's you got the odd shape, the different banking on the different ends. Definitely got to manage the tires here. And
For
we got our
sure.
top 3 up here. Milty's gone and grabbed our podium finishers.
Congrats, guys. Awesome job out there.
Yeah, great job out there. Different strategies, and you all end up under a blanket at the end. Yeah, great stuff all night. Let's start with you, Slim. Man, just when we counted you out, amongst the dead there, getting caught up in a big wreck, you came back and we thought you had a shot at winning this thing. How much was the damage affecting you there? And tell us a little bit about your run and your comeback there.
Well, first of all, I want to apologize to Bob Dixon. The incident, that was pretty much on me. I think he was on old tires. I was on fresh tires. Somebody was coming out of the pits, and the track just gets narrow when you come down into turn 3 there.
Oh, don't I?
Yeah, that was just that was a recipe for disaster. Just yeah.
Yeah, I tried to squeeze in there, man, but I just barely caught him, and it is what it is. But anyway, my apologies to him.
Thanks, man.
I really didn't know how the car was going to be after that, and it seemed like it drove pretty fair for a while. But when I was in a draft, when I would go down into 3, I was getting loose, and I was trying different let-off points, and it just didn't make any difference. That's why I had to back off at the end before I wrecked all 3 of us.
Yeah, it seemed like the tire wear was more...
You don't know how hard it was for me to give that lead up.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it.
Your mom was watching tonight, so very proud. So.
Yep, Mom, love you. I gave you all I had.
A great, typical Slim race. Driving the car at its limit and none more, and a great finish.
Yeah, certainly not the first time we've seen Slim bring a busted up car home to a podium finish. Ken, man, great run there. Looks like you had the run, just couldn't quite stick it in turn 1. Wow. How was your run besides that?
It was pretty good. Sometimes it was loose, sometimes it was tight. I never knew what it was going to be, being behind somebody or out front. I couldn't find a happy spot, so I just settled in wherever I was and rode around to the end.
You were happily in the top 5 the whole night.
Yeah, you were up there all night. You led laps.
I didn't screw up any pit stops once.
The car feels like junk, but you were great job, man. Great pit stops and race management. Just really drove the car for what you could do and no mistakes, and that's
that's the key. Keep that car clean, and yeah, sure, it drives like crap, but everybody's driving like crap at Darlington. That's why it's so fun.
Exactly.
But did you have anything for Mark there if you didn't get into traffic, or were you just trying to back him up?
I'd run a little bit faster. He'd run a little bit faster every lap. It was, it was going to be hard to pass him.
Like, yeah.
I've played that game before.
It's going to be real hard to pass him. I had that one chance there, and I wasn't going to take it, but I had such a run. I was like, I'm going to try.
Oh, we saw it.
And, man, I got way too low on the apron, and I knew it was going to shoot up the track and not have any grips, so I just had to back off.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw Mark saw that coming. He didn't lift, but he gave you the room, and he just powered on through around the top. And that's our race winner once again, Mark de Rocket Descenza. Great run tonight, buddy. Tell us how it was for you out there.
Thanks. Wasn't as easy as it looked.
Oh, don't I know it.
Put it that way.
Didn't look easy.
But I appreciate Ken for racing me clean there. Yeah, he did get a run a few times in traffic there, but I had, once he got alongside me, as long as he wasn't in front of me, I had to try to keep that track position because it was so key being in clean air that, he got alongside me. I had to push the issue going in the corner and hope I gave him enough room, but it wasn't easy on the high side, I'll tell you, but it was fun racing all night, and Slim had a great car. I wouldn't have got, if I would have got by him, it wouldn't have been that easy at the end. I felt like I had a pretty good car, but Slim with a good car is, real hard to get by, and I mean, look what he did with damage everywhere, and I knew he'd be right there at the end. So, but other than that, it was an awesome race. Kept you on your toes the whole night. Took 2 tires a couple times, and
Really?
Yeah. Early on, we ran like 4 or 5 laps out of caution.
Yeah.
And I took 2 a couple times, and that one run, it kind of held right to the end. Slim, he got by me, and then I had pitted, and I was second place. So, it was worth it because track was it was so hard to pass somebody.
Oh, it always is here. There's very few opportunities. Yeah, great job out there, man. And yeah, this place, is brutal. It's almost cliche at this point, but it's true. That's why we say it. It just kills the tires, eats up the cars. It's all about managing it to the finish. But you not only managed it, but you kept charging hard all night. So a well-earned win at the Lady in Black. Another great edition of FSB Racing Live here on Friday nights.
Good job, Mark.
Yeah, congrats
Thanks.
again to Mark.
Good job, guys.
Yep.
You guys
Congrats,
do an
Mark.
awesome job, and good run for my teammate Ryan. Get a top 5.
He was on
good car.
He was on the alternate strategy there. It didn't quite work for him. I said he rolled the dice and it came up snake eyes on him, but still a solid top 5.
I got a
59
message
car.
here for Jim Gately out
Yeah,
of
Mama
the chat
Gately,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She said you did great, son.
All right,
Yeah,
Doris is still with
that's
us here.
Yeah. At least
Thanks
she's
for
Tell
that,
proud.
Mom he had nothing for me, Mom. No.
Yeah. Don't listen to my teammate. He don't know.
Hey, look at
I purposely
guy,
wrecked my car so
I
he can
won't
win.
count him out until I don't care if he's got no body parts left in that car. I would not count him out until that last lap's over with.
Absolutely.
He's the best there is, that's for sure.
There's,
you.
in all the years of
Appreciate it.
watching real and sim racing, there's 3 people you don't count out until that checkered flag waves, and that was Dale Earnhardt, Jimmy Johnson, and Slim Jim Gately.
I'll take
If
that as
he's
a
got-
huge compliment.
If he's got 4 wheels on that car, he's a
Yeah.
factor.
Yeah.
No doubt.
All right, guys. Once again, great job. Congrats, Mark, Slim, Ken. Great run tonight. Thanks again for joining me up here in the booth, Milt Minter Jr. and Francis Dittman. As always, I'm your host, Sean Reap, signing off for FSB Racing Live.